Hey, how's it going? This is Ken. We're going to build a table facade today. I've got one that I built about a year ago. I'll show you that, and then we're going to build another one, a little bit different, but let me show you what I got from the first one I made. Okay, this is it. It's about 5 feet long and about 21 inches tall. It's got two sides that are attached by hinges. They hinge up. Let me put this on the table the way it's supposed to go. Okay, here we have our table skirt on our table and our facade set up. Now what I've done is I made this to accommodate my equipment. There's, like I say, 5 feet here. There's plenty of room. The table is 6 feet. And I also made this top that goes on. There's some snaps here that it snaps on. And once it's all lined up, it creates a top. So my biggest fear was that people were going to come with their drinks and they're going to set their arms on here on the facade and with their drinks, and there's spillage possible. So I wanted to make this top just to create a barrier. Okay, the new one we're going to make is going to be 6 inches longer, and it's going to have a seam right in the middle. We're going to hinge it in the middle, so when we fold it up, it's going to be a lot smaller, a lot easier to handle, easier to pack up when we're loading up our vehicle. I've heard from people looking on the net that looking at homemade facades, they're using 3/4 inch plywood, OSB, MDF, and this is a lot of heavy material. I used to make everything out of 1/2 inch OSB because it was cheap, and now I've moved on and tried to make things lightweight for myself because it's just, to have a hand truck to hold just a facade in just is crazy. So let me show you my my design of how I make my panels, and we'll take it from there. Okay, here are my new panels that I made yesterday. Be honest with you, yesterday I couldn't find my camera, so I went ahead and got this much done, and I can't really show you step by step, but I can try and explain it to you. These are 1x, which are 3/4 inch thick, and what I did is I got a 1x6 and I ripped them 1 inch and 13/16, and you'll get 3 of these out of a 1x6. And then this polystyrene, once I make the frame, I get my measurements to what I want, and I make the frame, 45 all the corners, glue them and pin nail them, and then I lay it out on the polystyrene, draw it out, and put it right in there, and it fits in snug and makes it lightweight. These are extremely lightweight. You could toss this around. It probably weighs, I don't know, maybe 3 pounds. 3 pounds a piece. And then what you do is you want to face off one side of your panel. And what I've got here is I've got this paneling, which is 1/8 inch thick. And you want to get the wood paneling. You don't want to get the masonite stuff, because that's just going to break up when you start to nail it and cut it and so forth. You want to get the stuff that's real wood. And you just cut your panel to your paneling to your panel. And what I've done is I've got these really small nails in here. I attached it, and once the carpet's on there and stapled on, it's not going anywhere. The other one that I have, that I showed you earlier, I built the same way. It's just that to be 5 feet long, it's fine, but I wanted to make something a little bit more easier to fold up and more compact. Okay, I've made a little scale model here. It's not the best, but I'll give you the general idea. There's going to be this top piece that's going to fold in half, and then this is the main unit with its sides. They're going to fold in, and then this whole thing's going to fold. So when I'm not using it or when I'm hauling it, it's going to fold up like that. So we're going to have it so it opens up in the middle, and then our sides flip open. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put an extra piece across the top here. And this is cardboard, so it's not going to give you the best way this is going to be. But then when we come with our top, it's going to lock in underneath this strip here and make this front secure across the front of this edge. And then we're going to put some snaps or some type of securing device on the back of these, and then it'll lock in and it'll keep everything square and tight and firm. So that's the plan. We've got our panels. We're going to carpet those and put our hardware on. And all right, here's our carpeting. It's called Autobond. It comes in a 6-foot width. I get this at a place called Menards. It's a home improvement store. It's a big chain in this area. If you don't have one in your area, you're going to have to just check at your home improvement place or carpeting store or something like that. It's fairly cheap. It's 48 cents a square foot, I think, regularly priced. And I bought it on sale. I think it was 40 or 42 cents a square foot. I know it's just pennies, but this whole piece is 6 by 8. Cost me less than $20. So for this project, I'm going to use part of this, and then I'll have some for another project that I have in mind. And what we're going to do, this is it's about an 1/8 inch thick, maybe 3/16. So when you do your calculating in your panels, if there's anywhere where you need to add that in, you can calculate that number in there. About 1/4 inch for each side if you're going to wrap it around, and you need to add those dimensions back on. But what we're going to do is we're going to put glue on the polystyrene side of our panels. And we've got our panels done here. They're all faced off with our plywood. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue to this side. We're going to apply glue to this side, and we're going to lay our carpeting on there and wrap it around the outside on the other side and start stapling and cutting our corners and making everything look nice and neat. So I'm going to get started on that. Okay, here's our first panel. We've got the back side glued, and we've turned it over and set it on our carpeting. And what you want to do is you want to put a little bit of glue on these corners, so when we cut them and we staple them, we don't just have the staple holding the carpet to the panel. We also have that glue so the carpeting doesn't let loose or roll back at all. What we're going to do is we're going to staple in the middle of each side. Put a staple right in the middle, and then we'll work our way to the corners, and we'll start cutting our corners.